this damn friend a neighborhood party.
Right on. Oh. Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone. Jeez. I've taken like 4 of those to get it going. Took a bit to get going. I think the battery's dying. But we're smoking 1964's, a mix actually. A mix of 1964's orange juice still in the Stoonin' glass. And I think I put a little bit of Terra Labs Cherry AK in there as well. So it should be a nice little hybrid sativa high. So that's what we smoked in the Stoonin' glass. Today we're going to try some of these white chocolate BC doobies. I don't think I've reviewed these yet. They're straight sativa. They're 25.7%. Well, they're sativa dominant. It's a 10 pack normally. I've already smoked a few. I've got 3 left. They're 0.5s, but they're rolled really nicely. They're nice and long. They take a bit to smoke. They're nice and smooth. I don't know, they're good. I'll, excuse me. I was not prepared for that big hit. There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna do those a little later on. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead on Friday at 4:20 to start your weekend off right. And this week, we're going to talk about what everybody else is fucking talking about, which is P. Diddy. And all his bullshit that's going on right now. And I don't mean bullshit as in like, you know, to say that he didn't do it or anything like that. I mean like, this is crazy fucking bullshit. It's also surprising to me that people didn't fucking see this coming, I think. Like, the guy's been marred in controversy since, like, the beginning of his career. I mean, the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls, he put out 1 album and then was killed. And a lot of people speculated back then that Puff Daddy had him killed. And that was his name then, was Puff Daddy. Okay? I feel like this motherfucker had all the signs of this, like, well ahead of time. When you heard about anything with Biggie Smalls, he was always there. Threw himself in the videos. I know this has nothing to do with like the fucking freak off parties and stuff, but we'll get to that. But I'm just saying, like, from a personality perspective, I don't understand how people could like get in with this guy. Like, he never impressed me. I don't know. Maybe I'm more of like a West Coast hip hop kind of guy. I like the West Coast shit. Then again, I also think that in like a different life, I could have been a fucking gang member. I couldn't. I'm a pussy. But I'm just saying, I like to think that because, you know, stupid man thoughts. Anyway, so, yeah, back when he came out, dude, I was in high school. I think I was in high school. No, he probably came out before, like, I mean, he was probably around before that, but I didn't start to notice him till high school or hear about him until high school. But then again, up till high school, I was really just listening to, like, alternative rock, you know, or I'd fall asleep to like the Fan 590. If you're Canadian from Toronto and lived in Ontario and you're about 40, 45, you'll probably remember this, but the Fan 590 was the radio station that played, that's right, radio for you youngins, like, you don't know, podcasts, yeah, it's kind of like radio, but radio used to be on a little box that sat beside your bed, told you the time, and had an alarm, okay? Instead of it being your phone, it was the radio, and it was live. So whatever was coming out of that radio was happening at that moment in terms of like sporting events. Music, obviously, they played. If you haven't, I don't know why I'm explaining radio. You probably understand what radio is. But I think young people now don't have that connection because they didn't, like, my kids never really grew up with radio. The radio they had was on their phone. It's not the same. It's different when it comes out of a box that's separate from you. But yeah, so I was always listening to, you know, I don't know, alternative, like Nirvana, Pearl Jam. Who else did I listen to? Moist. That was a band in the 90s, baby. I like that. Bush. I wasn't a big fan of Radiohead, but I mean, it was on all the time. But that's what I was listening to up until high school. Then in high school, or grade 8, grade 9, I started to get introduced to hip-hop. And my first the very first things I'd ever heard from hip hop, actually that's a lie. The first thing I ever heard was Tone Loc, when a friend of my parents gave me a birthday gift, and it was Tone Loc's Wild Thing on cassette. That's a tape. You had to put it in a thing. And they got pissed that I had it because I was listening to it one day and they didn't like the language, but I thought it was good. And then maybe like CNC Music Factory, MC Hammer, sure. Yeah, I guess like MC Hammer and Tone Loc. Tone Loc was really the first one I heard. And then after that, it was like MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice. Then they were all like pretty predominant. And then in the mid 90s, it was like this guy all of a sudden came out of nowhere, Puff Daddy, with Biggie Smalls. And then I remember seeing a couple videos of Biggie Smalls, and it was just him. Like there was, I don't know if Puff Daddy was in it. I never noticed, or P Diddy, whatever the fuck he wants to call. Have you not noticed that the iterations of this guy's fucking name, like basically, in my opinion, alluded to diddling of any kind and any person, like Puff Daddy. Dude, how do you come out in the 90s with a name like Puff Daddy? For those of you growing up in the 90s, at about the ages of like 15 to 18, you know what that was really about. You know what I mean? Like there was a certain connotation or innuendo that came along with calling yourself Puff Daddy. Just saying, that's what it was. Those were just the fucking facts, dude. Okay? And then the late 90s, he turns around and he calls himself P Diddy. You serious? You didn't see any potential links or correlation to the verbiage used in his name to the things that he might be into in his free time? Just saying. You don't generally get a nickname from like some superficial thing. You generally get a nickname from either something you do repeatedly, some kind of like, if you have a limp or like whatever, then that is also, you know, you get a nickname from that, like Louie the Limp, that kind of thing, you know, or Lou with the, I don't know, whatever, Limpy Louie. I'm just saying that that's where nicknames came from. And generally in the rap game, your nickname isn't necessarily something you come up with. Normally, I think, because again, I've been in the rap game for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm theorizing that somebody else generally would give you a name. No? That's what I think. So, somebody at some point had to call this dude Puff Daddy. Or be like, hey, you Puff, or I don't know, something. There'd be a way, like somebody would come up with something, and then that's his nickname. You know what I mean? It'd be like, hey, Chicken Neck. I don't want to be Chicken Neck. You're Chicken Neck, you know? Or like, hey, Chicken Noodle Soup. Whatever. You get a stupid nickname, you know? And this guy went with it, dude. And then everybody's like, oh, P. Diddy. And he put out all these songs with, he put out one album with Biggie Smalls, and then Biggie Smalls supposedly wanted to take off. Like, do his own label and do his own thing. So then Puff Daddy heard about this. This is all theories. It's alleged that some of this stuff happened. I don't know that it is. I'm just catching you up on the story, I guess you could say. So Puff Daddy had Biggie Smalls. He was managing Biggie Smalls. He'd make tons of money off one album. The guy hadn't even put out a second album yet. He'd done a few features, but he only had one album. Whereas Tupac was like, I don't know, a few deep. Or maybe he was only a couple. But either way, he put out more albums in the long run than Biggie Smalls did. And sorry, my brain is jumping all over the place. I forget how good. I haven't smoked the Stoonin' glass in like, shit, I don't know, a couple weeks. I've taken a bit of a break. Anyway. So then Biggie Smalls is going to leave and do his own thing. And I think this is where like the beginning of this whole fucking shit starts with Puff Daddy. Aside from the name, okay? But he how do you explain it? So he was going to leave and start his own label and do his own thing. Puff, allegedly, supposedly, Puff Daddy heard about this and then may or may not have had him killed or been involved in the killing or like ordering the hit, I guess. So that's been the theory, one of the theories at least, since this has all happened, right? And almost everything he built, again, another name to not, like, to raise some suspicion, Bad Boy Records. Like, Puff Daddy, the head of Bad Boy. Like, dude, I don't know. I feel like, and you could say in hindsight, oh, you don't know, like, you know, you see all this stuff. I remember at the time, maybe not recognizing what the connotation was or anything like that, but definitely thinking to myself, like, this is some, like, dumbass shit. Without the word dumb, you know, because you can't say that word anymore. So I would say other words, but to describe it. And then now he's at the point where he's on trial for these freak-off parties. Dude, everything this guy fucking named or was, like, involved in had some kind of weird diddling connotation, I think. No, like, no? Puff Daddy? P. Diddy. P. Diddy's the one that struck me the most. How come he never called himself Puff Diddy? Maybe that was too obvious. He's like, if I go Puff Diddy, they're gonna know. Dude, it sucks to be this guy right now, man. Like, what was it? He's on charges for sex trafficking, racketeering and something, and what was the other thing? I don't know. And then he's got all these civil cases. Like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know how people cannot see, like, everybody. Sorry, my brain's going too fast for my lips. Okay. I don't know how, like, we didn't see this coming. Like, is anybody really surprised? I guess is my question. Because it just seems so obvious. Comes out as Puff Daddy, changes his name to P. Diddy. Now he's down to Diddy. Like, dude, come on. You're getting closer and closer to Diddler. I don't fucking get it. And then he goes around bragging about freak-off parties. Dude, how do you call a party you have a freak-off party? Like, if that doesn't just scream everyone's fucking, I don't know what does. This is ridiculous. Like, this guy made it so obvious. And everyone's just like, oh, cool. And that's the other thing, dude. Okay. Let's get down to the fucking meat and potatoes. I know I've been rambling. But, like, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. This motherfucker had high-level celebrities at his house, right? They're all partying. They're all hanging out. And then, like, supposedly, 1 o'clock, whatever, fucking rolls around. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, you can't be here at 1. Like, why can't I be there at 1? Because shit's going to go down and I don't think you can handle it, But, like, if I'm at a party like that, for the first time, not knowing where I'm at, and somebody comes up to me and says, hey, you just want to remember, don't be around at 1. It's like, leave around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Someone tells me that at a party, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why is there a 12:30, 1 o'clock get out time? Because if I have a party, I'm like, everybody stay. You know why? Because I'm not fucking doing weird shit. Like, if you were going to have all this stuff, why would you have a party beforehand, invite all these celebrities, right? And then the celebrities, I guess some of them have to get involved or, like, coerced or whatever. Forced. I don't know how it worked. But then, like, oh, dude. This dude was fucking elaborate. Like, why go through the lengths? Like, if I'm going to have a weekend with hookers, I'm not thinking, hey, let's invite 50 people over and 30 hookers and see what happens. I'm thinking, okay, let's say I want to sleep with 10 women. I'm going to, and because I'm Puff Daddy, right? I'm going to get 10 escorts to come over for the weekend and pay them what it would have cost me to throw the party beforehand. And then no one needs to know. But I guess his thing was the party was the lure into the freak off. But like, why? Why would you go? I don't know, man. Some people are just too horny. Yeah. If I was ever going to do shit like that, there's no way I'd include like anyone that's not getting paid to be there. Because like, if you're paying them, you're in a business proposition, right? So they have more of a chance of staying quiet and keeping it between, like, client whatever privileges. Whereas this guy's just inviting everybody. But then the weird thing is that he's inviting people to allegedly do all these things. And maybe not for them to do it, but he's inviting them to a party that's supposed to disguise the fact that he's using it as like a fishing pond for his like sexual deviance, right? So, dude, why have the party? Is it the fact that you have to have like fresh meat? Like it's more exciting because these people are going to make you a ton of money. So there's like a dual ride to it, like the sexual side, but also it's a power thing, I guess. But that's fucked up, dude. And the fact that people like apparently, supposedly, allegedly, maybe, no one knows yet. I'm sure we'll find out. But I'm sure there were like a lot of big name, high level celebrities that went to these parties, maybe not being told flat out what happens, but like, I feel like if you go to a couple, you get a couple hints. Like the first time if somebody said something to me the first time, I'd be like, okay, I better not do that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dude, it's surprising. I think there's going to be quite a few celebrities that are going to get fucking nailed with this shit. I think it's going to happen. Because how do you go and be like, okay, I'm going to leave at 11? You can't just leave at 11 and be like, all right, I didn't know what they were doing after that, but I knew bad shit was going down. Like, I don't know. That's such a pussy way out of it. Like, if you're not involved in it, but you're going to the parties because the parties are amazing, and you're just after you're like, okay, I got to go at this time because crazy weird shit happens and I don't want to be a part of it. Like, you're still kind of a part of it. Because you're fucking sucked into this party. Or not sucked in, but you're at this party. And then after the party, weird shit goes down. All of a sudden, I don't know, pick some kid celebrity that's new to the game. Just being like, oh, I'm going to stay. And you're like, don't stay, but I got to go. See ya. Like, then. You know what I mean? It's like when people do these things, they like set themselves up to get caught. Like, it amps up to the point where I guess they figure they can get away with more and more and more and more because they're like blackmailing people and potentially paying people for, hits and shit like that. Like, again, I gotta go back to all this fucking, the idea of having money. I would never think to do shit like that. If I had money, I would do stupid, childish crap. Like, you know what I mean? I would build Disneyland. I would never think of like, okay, let's have a big giant orgy party with everybody from the industry and even people that don't want to because I'm going to drug them because I'm a psychopath. I would never think that. Not a chance in hell. There's no way. There's no way that I could fucking get down with any of that shit. Like, there's no... Okay. If you're P. Diddy... and you've gone through the evolutions of Puff Daddy... Like, if he was getting away with this shit now... Think of the level that was on. You know what I mean? Because the amount of money, fame, and power that I guess he had... or has. Like, that's on a huge level. But imagine what it was like when he was coming up with, Biggie. Because he would have had to have been doing all this shit the whole time. Or like gradually getting into it. So it would be at different levels. So think of all the people that aren't big name celebrities now that are just like, they were, they're everyday people now, or people that didn't make their dreams or whatever. And he was doing all this shit before that on a lower level. And now he's graduated up. Like, he's gotten smart. But he's also, like, why do guys like this always put it in the public's face? They're like, hey, I'm cool. I'm doing awesome things. And then it comes out that they're, trying to diddle kids and blackmail people and murder people and do all this crazy shit. Why does money make people... I guess it's not money that does it, because, like, you'd have to compare it to weed. And the thing about weed is, weed will make you lazy if you're already lazy. If you succumb to the weediness of being lazy and smoking weed. Whereas if you're not lazy, you won't do that. So money's not going to necessarily make you do that, but it's definitely going to enable you. Holy shit. Once you get to the point where you figure out you can buy anything you want, even a life, like, that's fucked up, dude. That's super fucked up. But I still also have a problem with the people that go to these parties. Like, if you go one time and you didn't know that's what the party was about, I get it. Okay? Because, like, you can accidentally, especially if you're new to wanting to be famous or whatever goes on there, right? I could see you showing up at a party naive and being like, oh my God, I'm at a Diddy party, and, like, not knowing, and then finding out, after that shit like that goes on. And then at that point you go, okay, I'm not going to go anymore because that's fucking crazy, And I wouldn't want to take the chance of going if I started hearing things like that. I'd be like, maybe stay away from that guy, But then there's other people that would go all the time on a regular basis. And their excuse was, oh, I'll leave at 11. What? Seriously? That doesn't seem okay to me. That still seems like you're enabling it, because you're still going to the party. You're still talking about the party, especially now on social media and shit like that. So you're really promoting... You're promoting a meat market, essentially, where you're cycling through humans to blackmail and do weird shit to. I saw the video before I started this podcast. I actually watched the video that they showed of I guess him and, I don't know, I can't remember what the girl's name was, but the girl that just had a lawsuit against him for rape and abuse. Dude, I saw that video. How do these guys just beat the shit out of women and it's fine? Like, that's such a pussy move. I'm not trying to get on, like, a high horse or anything, but, like, how small of a man are you that you have to beat a woman because you're having a temper tantrum like a bitch? I don't know. You see a lot of these celebrity guys or athletes or whatever, they're getting, there's a lot of abuse. Maybe it's just more that there's a camera in everybody's face now, so, like, you hear about it more, which I guess is good, but it's also bad because, like, look how much shit these dudes do that they get away with. Are you fucking kidding me? How? Like, if I've ever done anything bad, I've never gotten away with it. I don't do bad shit now. I never did really bad shit, but when I was a kid, if I got in shit, if I did something bad, I never got away with it, ever. So I stopped doing it, and I didn't do it anymore. So I don't know how grown-ass people do these things, because they're getting caught at some point. How they do these things and not realize that it's got to come to an end. I don't know, man. I guess I'm not a risk taker. How are you going to go? I don't get that. How are you going to go to a Diddy party and be like, I don't know. I'm going to leave at 11. Okay, man. So I just left at 11. And I just figured he was going to bed. Oh, yeah. Except for, like, half these naked people fucking over there. Like, dude, this guy's fucked, I think. I feel like when shit of this magnitude comes down on someone, it's like real karma coming back to you in, like, the worst way, Because I feel like if you do bad enough shit, it eventually does come around to get you. Maybe not everybody, but I think maybe sometimes the worst of the worst actually it comes and gets them, you know? But this dude, could you imagine? You're a singer. You show up to Diddy's party. You're like, oh, dude, this is the coolest shit ever. You bring 2 of your boys, or whatever you bring, right? Your entourage. And then, like, 11 o'clock rolls around, and some dude walks up to you, and he's like, hey, you should probably split soon, bro. You don't want to see what goes on next. And you're like, actually, I do. Like, I'm a thrill seeker. I am not the type of person that sits back and waits for things to happen. I make things happen. And the guy's like, okay, bro. Well, stick around if you want to. And then all of a sudden, 11 o'clock hits. The party leaves. You're left with, like, I don't know how many. Maybe like 50. I don't know how many people stayed. 50 people stuck around, and they're just fucking and doing drugs. Like, ugh. And then, how do you get to the point where you think it's okay, or I don't even know if you think it's okay, but you put together spiked drinks for your guests. Like, that's just what you do, and people go knowing not to drink that drink. Like, what? And no one says a fucking thing. Why? Because you like the party? I don't know. I feel like some of these people that are going to end up being found out to have been there are going to have, like, a lot of explaining to do, because, like, you seemingly knew what was going on. I don't know. I mean the people that showed up on a regular basis. Okay. Anyway. I guess that's my fucking... Dude, I don't know. It's really weird to me. I feel like this guy started off with a name that would suggest that he was maybe, you know, a little to the left, let's say. And then even as his career went along, like, he never really did. He was always in everything in, like, the weirdest way, like, just stuck in there, you know? He was like a rap version of a boy band manager. For no reason involved in shit they shouldn't be. And then you find out later that it was all like a grooming thing. Dude, you have to be pretty fucking nuts to live a life like that. Also, I think it also tells you something about society too, though. The fact that you can run that kind of game for so long and nothing happens, and then you're at the point where he has the potential to buy his way out of this situation, I think. I don't think it'll maybe ever go away in the public's eye, but I think that he might have the chance to, like, buy his way out of it if he gets the right opportunity. And based on all the shit they're saying about him, I wouldn't be surprised. You know? I would definitely not be surprised if he tried to buy his way out. Like, that's also one of the charges, wasn't it? Bribery? Dude. He's like a real life, like, well, maybe, I mean, he's like a real music gangster. Like, he just runs very successful mogul, but, like, runs it like he's a gangster. Like, it gives me Tony Montana vibes. You know? Hi, Tony Montana. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I think he's screwed, but who knows? Like, the way the world is now, anything can happen here. He could walk away from this and have no problem. Like, his music, the fucking plays on his music catalog went up when he got indicted, like, and arrested. Are you kidding me? I don't know if that's the right words because I'm high, but... So, yeah. So, I've been smoking this while I told you this story, or told you a story. While I talked about this, I've been smoking the white chocolate by BC Doobies. It's good. It's 25.7%. It's a sativa dominant. It's a 0.5 rolled out like thin and long. It's nice, man. It's a good smoke. It's definitely uplifting. It's definitely got I just find it doesn't last that long. Like the high, I've smoked these before, and the high, maybe it's because I'm used to them because I've had a few, but the high doesn't last, and it's not as intense as I was expecting. It's good, clean your house weed. Like if you want to be motivated to do something around the house, I would smoke this because you're not too high that you can't think, you know, but you're high enough that if you get focused in on what you're doing, that becomes all your whole world. You know what I'm saying? It's got a sweeter taste. Yeah, it's good. It gives you the tingles. You get a bit of tingles. That's always nice in a sativa till it settles down, because you don't want to drink a coffee when you get a tingly sativa, because it might bring out the anxiety. Also, if you have anxiety, this might not be the best weed for you. If you have anxiety and you smoke sativas, or you like smoking sativas, or you stop smoking sativas because they kept like amping it up, you need to go with more of a hybrid leaning sativa. So something like, what's a good strain to smoke? Super Silver Haze is good. And but in small amounts. Super Silver Haze in small amounts. So like if you got a half-gram joint, smoke like half of it, and it'll even it out. It'll give you a nice like a good hybrid is Gelato 41. Blue Dream's always good, but Blue Dream can be intense depending on the percentage. Yeah. So these guys here, the BC Black, White Chocolate, Sativa Dominant pre-rolls, they're good. They're good dates. Like if you're going for a hike, take these. If you're gonna clean your house, smoke one of these. Yeah, it hits you mostly in the eyes and the head. There's not a lot of body buzz other than the tingles. The tingles are nice though. It makes your arms feel like they're gonna float a bit. Dude. Yeah, I could see how this would bring on paranoia. Not that I'm getting paranoid, but okay. So I say, if you're gonna have a sativa, you can pick these up. They're pretty good. They're also more of a craft kind of cannabis. So like the weed, I've had these for over a month now, and they're still fresh. Like they're not crispy. So if you touch the pre-roll a bit and roll it around, it's not crunchy. It's just nice and soft. So the weed stays fresh for a while. Flavor stays good. You're not killing yourself. Yeah, it's nice. I don't get why people don't smoke more. I don't get why people don't smoke more weed and just chill the fuck out, dude. You know? And again, and do things in private. Like, you don't have to put all your freaky business out in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you bring a giant billboard that says, hey, freak off party? We're not doing anything weird. Like, it literally says it in the title. Oh, that's dance stuff. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now we know it's not. Or, well, we will soon find out it's not. The crazy shit is all the people that have been saying stuff for so long, too, about how this stuff is coming out. And look at it. It's fucking unloading. But, like, how do they know? I know they probably know about what's going on. But, like, how did they know that there was, like, full legal involvement as well, like, going to happen? I want to be that cool that I know shit. That people tell me things about what's going to happen and be like, watch this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's kind of sad seeing him, like, and the thing is, I never really liked any of his music, but, like, I don't know. He's been around so long, man. Why do you have to go fuck it up? I guess he really started. What kind of person do you have to be to get yourself into these situations, or even like associated or mentioned in the same breath as these situations? How do you become that individual? Are you just so hell-bent on becoming like the most popular thing ever? Or like, what's your deal? What goes through your brain? Everybody needs to know who I am and I have all this power? Dude, this is what power leads to when you're a fucking psychopath, you know? It leads to your downfall in the fucking hardest way, dude. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't like it. I hate the fact that every few years now, there's somebody in some kind of, like, someone famous who, like, took advantage of people. Like, why do people do that? Stop taking advantage of people. Just help people. Don't try to fuck them in the ass. Like, what the hell? Why does everybody want to fuck everybody in the ass? Like, just make some money, make good music, and just do that. You don't have to do anything else. There's no fucking, like, we don't need all the extra shit, okay? If you're going to be freaky and weird, make sure that there's a bunch of people paid to be there, to be freaky and weird with you, that want to be there to do that thing with you. Why you got to get an unwilling participant? That can't be fun. That's fucking weird. These people get to the point where they're just not normal. And I'm the first one to say that there's no real such thing as normal. But this is like so far beyond any kind of what normal might be that like you have to be like, you're out of the park here, buddy. You know? Oh. I don't know, man. I don't know how these things keep happening and we don't recognize it more. Like, well, yeah, I don't know. It's fucked up. Why are all these grown-ass men trying to prey on young kids? Why do they beat women? Like, what is that? I would never think to do any of these things, ever. No matter what. You know? Like, someone wants to leave you? Okay, well, see ya. It's gonna suck, I guess, but bye. Not, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass if you leave me. Where does that come from? Oh, it's fucking bananas. I could never do that. I could never be like that. And I would never want to bring, like, why would you bring so many people into freaky weird shit you like to do? Have you literally fucked everything? And you're just like, okay, now I need to have, like, people on fucking date rape drug, and I need to have people just over here and over there, and, like, I just want to stick my hole in all the holes. Can you all just, like, line up? Oh, I promise I'll make you a superstar. What? That's fucked up. That's way too fucked up, dude. Yeah. I don't know how you get to that point. I don't know how you would think, like, if I had that kind of money, I've told you what I would do. I'd build a fucking amusement park island, dude. I would invest in fun shit. You know what I'm saying? I would buy a race car and, like, or a race team. I don't know. But I wouldn't be trying to fuck every up and coming singer just so I had dirt on them so I could make more money off them. Just steal from them. Do what everyone else does. Yep, that's a pretty grandiose idea of self to have all of that shit going on and call these things freak off parties. Dude, P Diddy Puff Daddy freak off party. Woo! Diddy. Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe all this stuff is wrong and he didn't do it. But everything I see and read and hear seems to point to you fucked. And so you should be if that's the shit that you do. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Anyway. That's super fucked up. Anyway. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting high again. Well, thank you for joining me, Justin Barone. those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. I know that was really weird, but I was really running out of shit to say. I was just repeating myself. So I figured it's the time to end it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for sticking through the episode. Hope you come back next week. On, what do I say now? I'm high. Okay, so also, just side note, this stuff here will also make you forget stuff. So if you're focusing on something, it may make you focus. It may make you focus too much. Oh my God. I'm tongue-tied too. All right. Like I was trying to say. Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, on your Friday at 4:20 to start your weekend off right. Hope you come back next week on Anchor, Spotify, Google I guess Anchor's gone. On Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Good Pods, Podchaser, Pandora. Where else? YouTube. Ha! Almost forgot YouTube. Yeah, and anywhere else you get a podcast, it's out there. Also, check out tots420.com. If you want to just find the episodes, you can just go to tots420.com, and then there'll be like a link to the catalog, and you can just pick whichever one you want to go to. So go there, tots420.com. Yeah, that's really it. I can't believe these famous people keep doing all this crazy, stupid shit. Life's full of fun. You just have to lower your expectations. All right. Until next time, keep your lids low, baby.
Thoughts off the stem from the neighborhood party.
Right on.